Well, hello.
Mm. Hello, hello. Can you hear me well?
I can. We are live. They
Oh,
cannot see us, but
fantastic.
they can hear us.
Oh, hello. What is up, peoples of the internets? Let's
Oh, those
see here.
interwebs holding
The
things together,
interwebs. Yes.
linking, coexisting simultaneously with several others.
Amos, are you good with the audio to play from our
Oh, I
listener?
forgot. I will do that now.
All right, cool.
See, you
I
weren't
know. That's
wrong to
why we do
remind
a
me.
pre-show. We have to do a
Yeah,
pre-show
you
for this
you were not.
stuff.
You were definitely not wrong to remind me.
Da, 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 da.
I
Let's
am just going to
see.
take it and I'm going to upload it directly to StreamYard.
Okay. Fantabulous. Let's see here. What's going on, everybody? Everybody.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
rock your body.
Yeah. Did you know? Wait. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Correct.
Uh-oh.
Correct band. Sorry, I was gonna say something. I'm like, wait, is that the right band? It is. So they're playing Backstreet Back. All right. They're playing the Sphere in Vegas in July. I'm not gonna go, but I feel it's tempting.
Not a chance I would attend that. I am so much more of an NSYNC person.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. I understand. I
I know.
understand
That's a stance, right? Like,
yeah, that's nothing to be ashamed about because it's like, oh, you want to take sides. Okay, that's fair.
well, Disney took sides. Like, I'm not unusual. The whole reason NSYNC actually got a chance is because the Backstreet Boys couldn't make a certain show, so Disney promoted NSYNC and had them step up to the plate. They used to be like the B band, and then Backstreet couldn't make it because of whatever stupid reason, and NSYNC got their chance and they just ran off with it. So it was a handing off. Like Backstreet Boys were like, we're getting tired of all this, and then NSYNC was like, we want to do it, and they're like, okay.
Uh,
I know that's more of the origin story of the NSYNC than you ever wanted to know.
yeah, I mean, I didn't really pay attention back in the day, but thank you for telling me. Oh, thank
Well,
you
to
for
be
giving
honest,
me
I
the.
didn't either.
Oh,
I didn't either. I learned that later on
oh,
when there's a show that came out about NSYNC, about how they were formed and how they like broke
oh,
up and everything
yeah,
else.
yeah. Because of they're yeah.
Now
I
the
think both
producer,
groups have
similar stories.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, both of them had producers that basically ripped them off of all their money.
Mm, yep. But yeah, Backstreet's still going. Let's see here.
I
Decent
mean,
prices.
Justin Timberlake's still going to jail on the occasion.
I know. I mean, he is human, everybody, but dang. Let's see here. I guess the tickets already went up for sale. They're like between $150 to $500. $210 for general admission. Wow. Oh, that's cheap compared to K-pop prices. So
I want to
that's
take our
very
banner
cheap.
down real quick.
Okay.
We're going to be visible to the people.
Hello, peoples.
Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, I did know that there was this pre-sale, but like I said, I'm not seriously thinking about going. But I'm always curious, like, oh, how many shows are they playing? Especially, if it's a residency. I like to know how many of those shows they're going to do. But all right, here we go. 11, 12. It's all July. I don't understand. There's some shows it's labeled just Backstreet Boys, and then there's another show it's in the Sphere. Oh no, never mind. They're all called Into the Millennium. But I don't know why there's two separate listings on Ticketmaster. You could see a listing for Backstreet Boys. There's a link, find tickets, same show, but it's called Into the Millennium, find tickets. I guess one leads you to the partner site and one stays in Ticketmaster. Because you can buy tickets in multiple places.
Silliness.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just consolidate it all. Jeez.
I'm sure it's money.
Sure. You get more. They get more.
They get a larger take on one.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Anyway, looks like they're all resale. Oh no, they're not all resale tickets. Let's see. How much are these? Oof. Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
there's. I keep seeing advertisements for like Neil deGrasse Tyson is going to be in Anchorage.
Oh
That'd be
wow,
awesome.
really?
I'd love to go see Neil deGrasse Tyson. Except almost all the tickets are already gone.
Oh, when
How
did
they
the sale
find out
happen?
about it? Yeah, how did
Does
they
he have a
find out
fan
about it?
club? Does he have
I
a
don't
fan
know.
club or something? Because like that's the way, right? Like
Yeah.
that's how you find out. Like, oh, those of you who signed up for the newsletter, go, get the information first.
Yeah, the problem is, I mean, I can't sign up for every possible thing that I'm a fan of,
No,
hoping
no.
that one day I'll get an email about their news club coming here, or you know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
It's too much. It's too much. To
I'm
keep up
lucky
with.
that I got Weird Al tickets because he's gonna be at the fair this year, and I bought those tickets
Oh,
months
okay.
ago.
That's cool.
So me and my daughters are all gonna go see Weird Al.
Oh, fun. Fun. Are they into him? Do they know him?
Oh yeah,
Your daughters? Oh, they
yeah.
do. Okay. You're not like just exposing them.
No.
They know. They know. Okay.
yeah. They're full-fledged fans of their own.
Oh, good. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you don't have to convince them or
Yeah,
think that they're gonna leave.
You notice I said my daughter's not my wife, right? Because she's not going. She's like, don't buy me a ticket. Don't expect me to go. Don't-
She's like, I'm gonna have a good time by myself.
yeah. She's like, I'll be at the house.
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. Sometimes you just need that too. So
Yeah, like last year I got word on Ludacris and got those tickets just in time. Then he ended up having to have a second show and it sold out within minutes as well. Yeah.
where in for you? Where are you seeing them?
At the fair. The fairgrounds.
Oh, at the fair. Okay. How many shows do you get, in a year? Like, do you get all the big ones coming up to Anchorage or I mean,
No.
no, you don't get Taylor. You have to go to
Oh,
Vancouver.
hell no, we didn't get
Yeah.
Taylor. No.
Okay.
But I had to go to Toronto.
Toronto. Oh, you didn't even go to Vancouver.
No.
Okay.
We don't get any major acts. Comedy acts will come up here for one night, as they're touring through the Pacific Northwest. They'll pop up here for one night, but we're not getting Josh Johnson, but we did get Brad, what's his name? Or like Nate Bargatze, he came up here for one night. But then we're not getting Taylor Tomlinson. She's coming to the Pacific Northwest. We're not getting her. So it's kind of a crapshoot as far as that goes. But for bands, we don't ever get like current bands, but we've gotten a lot of out of season bands, if you will. Like Foo Fighters came up here, did a night in Anchorage, did a night in Fairbanks, then did another night in Anchorage, and then headed back down. Which I caught tickets on the first night they were up here for me and my oldest daughter, which was a lot of fun. It was really awesome.
That's cool.
So yeah, we'll get random stuff. I mean,
But generally, you have to travel if you want to see someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years, we only got one Trump rally, and this is a red state, so I should tell you something.
Okay. Not
You know.
everybody. Yeah.
So I mean, he only came up here once, and that was in mid-season. Like it wasn't even prior to the election. I gotta load this down on my mixer, so I'm gonna bring
Yep.
Sarah in, and then I'm gonna drop off for a second, and I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Sarah, you ready to come
Sounds
in? Okay. All right.
Hello.
And we'll get this all
We
situated
were
here.
just talking about concert tickets, and I don't know why I have them in my head, but the Backstreet Boys are playing the Sphere in Vegas in July, and now I
heard
can't
about
get the
this.
song.
I
cannot
heard
get
about
the song
this.
out of my head. I just keep hearing "Oh, you
Backstreet
people."
back,
Yes.
all right.
It just keeps playing in my head right now. I'm like, oh my god. And then I was just
it-
like, oh, let me check out the tickets, and like, yeah, they already went up for sale, so there's,
Was it the SNL 50th anniversary where they came out? It was, right?
Oh,
Did you
I don't
watch
know.
that
I didn't.
yet?
I
Sorry.
didn't watch it.
That was a
I did
spoiler.
not. No, don't worry about it. Tom
but,
watched it. But I didn't.
yeah, no, it definitely because the music special, like all the like music acts over the years, like there are two
Okay.
of them. It's like the special and then the music special.
Okay.
So me and a friend watched the music special the other night, and it was like all these artists who I'm like, oh, are they like big SNL artists?
Yeah.
Apparently so. But the Backstreet Boys performed "I Want It That Way."
yeah.
And I was like,
Tell
I
me
mean,
why.
I know every song, I know every lyric, I know every word of the song, even though I don't like consider myself like a big Backstreet fan.
Right.
And
Right.
then the
Well-
conversation was like, well, was it like Backstreet or NSYNC that were bigger? And I was like, I think Backstreet was first,
Yes.
but NSYNC was bigger.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then NSYNC has Justin, right? So that,
Yeah, that's
and he went
that's-
really like
That's
skyrocket.
what's going
So.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what Amos and I were talking about. He's like, "Oh no, I would never go to Backstreet because I am only going to
And
fan
NSYNC,
NSYNC.
okay,
Yeah.
fine. See, I don't really. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a boy band aficionado, but
Uh-huh.
there are songs from a variety of boy bands and girl bands where I'm like, you know what, it's a good song. I'm not above this. Yeah, I like it.
I'm gonna try to play this voicemail real quick just to see if
Okay.
it plays.
Okay.
Yeah. Preview for
Hello,
the chat.
Sam. Hello, Eileen. This is Thomas coming from you.
Okay.
All right. Yay.
Yeah.
I was
We have working
excited to see
that.
that.
Oh,
I was
a
excited.
little preview of what's to come.
Yes. Everybody. Yeah.
So this is
Rock
the
your
last.
body right.
This is the last official thing I have for my weekend, and then I'm heading to Homer for 4 days.
Where's Homer?
Oh.
Homer is about it's on the Kenai Peninsula. It's about 5 hours drive south of me, so it's kind of more remote area of Alaska. It's off season, so there's going to be hardly anybody around. We got a little private rental,
How fun.
and
Is the point to like, I don't know, just like be in nature and kind of
So-
away from folks?
my wife and I's anniversary is the 29th of February. So
Okay.
every
So,
year we try
yeah.
to do something. So this is our little honeymoon anniversary trip.
That's so
And
cute.
we always want to go somewhere we've never gone before or do something we've never done. And we've never been to Homer. We've never been that far down on the Kenai Peninsula. So we're going this weekend.
Oh my
Aw,
gosh,
that's
it looks
nice.
so pretty. You guys are going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
So now, is Mount Denali something that you can see from Homer?
Oh no, that's north of us.
Oh, okay.
And we've seen it several times because we used to drive to Fairbanks twice a year for soccer. And you can see it on the drive. Excuse me. In fact, you have to drive through Denali National Park to get to Fairbanks. Well, you don't have to, but that's the most direct route.
Oh,
Yeah.
Google led me astray on this one.
That would be that the town that you can see that from would be like Talkeetna. You could see it from, which is where. Let me make sure I get this right. I believe either Molly or Tom has a aunt that lives in Talkeetna. I think maybe Molly has an aunt that lives there.
I think it's Tom.
Oh yeah, I think
Anyway.
one of the two does. Yeah, but
I
either
mean,
way,
if anyone would know, it'd be Eileen. Eileen's like, Maybe my husband. I don't know.
Yeah. But,
I see. Okay, so I'm zooming out on this map now. I don't know much about Alaska. That looks really fun.
yeah, in fact, let's just talk about it real quick.
Yeah, because you have to, I don't know, maybe cross a couple bridges, right? But you're not that far away.
I'm not looking at the map. I'm like, where is it? Okay. Wow.
Let's see here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
adequate. I will here. Let me share this with the audience. Screen. Here we go. Obviously the blue dot is me. That's why I had to zoom out so far. So no, I'm not doxing myself. There we go. I live in right between Wasilla and Palmer. There's a nice little chunk area there. Anchorage is about 40 minutes south of me. But then to get to where we're going in Homer, which is where the star is, it's almost a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, because you got to go all the way around. Here's Whittier, which is that town. It's really weird. The entire town lives in one town,
Oh, okay.
or one house rather. The entire town lives in one building. The
Really?
post office is in there. The school is in there. It's just one building. It used to have 2 buildings, but one got abandoned because it just wasn't completed and they just didn't need it. You have to drive through it like a 6-mile or 11-mile tunnel to get there. Some craziness. Then if you pass that, you keep going down and you end up in Soldotna. And Soldotna is one of the towns that I've been to a few times because like my kids will play soccer there or play other sports or whatever against their high school. And then Ninilchik is the furthest we've been down. And that is a fishing town.
I see it.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
That's a fishing town. We went there to go on a fishing charter for halibut, which is
Well,
so
and
that's
this
as
is
far south as we've
on
been.
I mean an inlet, a lake. What is the name of that?
That is the Cook Inlet.
Ah.
So,
I mean, that looks fun as heck.
it was seasickening as heck. We were supposed to have 3 to 5 foot seas. We ended up with 15-foot seas on this little tiny boat. Felt like the world was going to end all afternoon, but I caught my limit and we went back home.
All right. Well, I hope the Homer trip is great.
Much better.
Yes, indeed. In the interest of time,
Yes.
let's get this show on the road. What do y'all say?
I agree. Let's
Sounds
do
like
it.
a plan.
Yeah, we're gonna wing it, Eileen. We're gonna wing it.
Yep.
Yep. That's what we're doing.
Is there another way?
No.
All right.
Sometimes,
I'll disappear and
but
you
not
catch something.
today, Amos. Yeah. All right. I'll count myself in if we're all ready. In 3, 2, 4. Eileen Rivera, it's Apple Vision Show, episode 50. 50 episodes. Can you believe it?
50 episodes, everybody. I cannot believe it, honestly. That's a big number. You look at the
It
number 50, I'm
is.
like, oh my God, it's huge.
It's the funniest thing. I mean, you and I both have done so many podcasts in the past, and sure, the numbers rack up. But when you get to something like 50 and you're like, didn't we just start this?
I know.
Yesterday? I mean, how has it already been a year? Well, it's been almost more than a year, but 50 episodes, is adding for, a little vacation here and there. But yeah, look at us, 50 episodes.
I know. It's insane. Well, here we are. Thank you, visionaries or visionaires.
Yes.
We haven't decided yet for being with us.
Indeed. If you're just joining us for the first time and you're like, 50 episodes, what the heck have you guys been talking about for the last 50 episodes or 49? Everything Apple. So Apple Vision Show is everything to do with Apple products, Apple services, Apple culture, what we want from Apple, what we have from Apple, and what might come to pass. When we first launched the show, it was right around the time that the Apple Vision Pro launched. And at the time we were like, this might be a really fun time to launch an Apple show, which it was. And the Apple Vision Pro, as a mostly developer product, although some of you out there are certainly enjoying it as a consumer, as am I. Yeah, I think it has been an interesting year plus into, okay, well, do Apple products always land? And the Apple Vision Pro, to a lot of people, did not. I think for me, I'm like, yeah, we've got some stuff coming down the pike, and that's kind of what happens with V1 of lots of products. To that end, Eileen, we do have the Vision OS 2.4 beta, not available yet, coming out in April, as far as I know, and is going to perhaps make anybody's experience a little bit cooler. We got Apple Intelligence being part of that beta. New guest user features. This is actually something that, I've had a couple of friends who have been like, oh, I want to try the Vision Pro. And I'm like, oh, let me set you up with a guest account. And they're like, oh, you can't really do anything on the guest account. Yep. Yeah, the guest account was always sort of kind of, I don't know, half-baked. Then you've got the Spatial Gallery app. Apple Vision Pro app for the iPhone to be able to talk to an iPhone and iPad, iOS in general, to be able to talk back and forth from the headset to your phone, which I think would make a lot of sense for me, because just the other day I had put on the headset and I had changed my iCloud password. Like, it wasn't Vision Pro related. I just, had changed my password. So I'm like, I have to make sure it's all good in all the places. And I could not figure out how to do this on the Vision Pro, because it was like, like, no, the password's wrong. I'm like, I think I saved it. Okay, now I will like physically put this in, it's like 12 character password with all sorts of,
in the air,
pounds and ampersands and all the stuff. And that sucked. So hopefully that'll be better, but I am looking forward to this. I really do think that Vision OS, even though a lot of people called it sort of dead in the water out of the gate, I think they're missing the mark. I think the mark is going to be something that we talked about this in our previous episode. It's going to be something that just is a little bit more comfortable and makes a little bit more sense for day-to-day stuff. And otherwise, we're not that far off.
No, we're not. I am actually, excited about the Apple Vision Pro app for iPhone, mostly because I wanted to see, I don't, have one here, and I want to see the content that they're making. Because when I had it and watched some of that content, it was pretty cool, right? Now, you're not going to get exactly the same experience as you would wearing the headset, but I am, there's a couple new ones that are coming out or have already come out. I'm like, oh, really? I just kind of want to see that. They're short, but having the ability, and maybe that will entice some people to want to try a device later in the future if it's, cheaper. But yeah, the more connectivity that you have with other products, I think, is good, right? And again, it's going to help you with your password. Like the guest user stuff, also this, new way, and potentially you could save for 30 days the guest user account, so you don't have to reload. I mean, they're trying to make it really easy. They've already obviously figured out all the quirks, right? Like people don't like this, people don't like that.
And I think the guest user is like a great example of, this is an expensive product. Like, we're not all gonna have our own products. Like, not everybody is just like, oh yeah, I have a Vision Pro over here in the corner in my living room. It's like, no, some people do, but you might be curious. And to be able to I mean, I'm trying to compare it to anything else. It's like we don't really share phones. I mean, maybe as
No.
kids or in certain markets, people do share phones, but for the most part, it's like that's your thing, right?
Yeah.
Your laptop, your phone, that's your own thing. Your Apple Watch, like those are your stats. You're not sharing that. But the Vision Pro is so expensive.
Yeah.
And also so sort of head scratchy for people being like, I just want to try it. I think
Yeah.
that Apple is doing the right thing here by saying like, yeah, get somebody who would like to try it out to kind of be like, oh, interesting. That's cool. I really like this app, or I really, maybe am a developer myself, or I know somebody who can do something with this. I think that's sort of the next step of where we're
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, and maybe there'll be some positive, like, oh, I didn't know I could use it. Other people having the experience just gives you more data, right? So I think,
100%.
have fun with it, guys. Use it and, give recommendations if you know somebody that has the Vision Pro and you get to try it out. So I'm curious how, how much more, use cases there'll be with Apple Intelligence, included with the Vision Pro. Like, I haven't, me personally with the phone, I've been disappointed. Just this week, I asked ALEXA and SIRI, what is the, what time is sunset in Tokyo on a specific date? They failed. Both failed. They couldn't even give
Really?
me a result. Yeah, couldn't give me a result, but ChatGPT brought the A game. So
And you felt like the answer was correct.
oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's bringing the A game is like, as long as the answer is correct.
yeah,
No,
no, it is correct.
that's so weird. Well, I mean, okay, so this is a interesting conversation that I think now that Amazon has it is about to launch its new version of its assistant, Alexa Plus. No, I still did it.
I heard
still
it,
did
I heard it.
Sorry, everybody. I'm trying my best. I think that stuff like that is you're like, what time is sunset in 14 days from now? That is like a moon cycle that like lots of people can answer.
It's on the web.
You're right. It's very easily accessible. But these assistants historically have just sort of been like, I don't know. I can look on the web for you, and it's like, oh my gosh, that is not helpful. Like, where are you looking on the web? Like, I'll just do it myself.
Well, that's the thing. I at least expected that from ALEXA or SIRI. Like, oh, I found this on the web for you. Neither offered that at all.
Yeah.
I was like, at some point, I could type it in and find it out. Why can't they? And then ChatGPT gave me the full on, conversation. So anyway, my point is anybody going to use Apple Intelligence with the Vision Pro? Of course, because it's there, and hopefully there'll be more use cases when they have a stronger product software to tout.
Well, and I also feel like something like the Vision Pro is maybe a great use case. Because sure, you've got, gesture-based stuff, but it can be a little clunky, let's be honest. And if you can sort of just be like, I want this, I want that, tell me this, tell me that, pull up this. That is something that I don't really feel like I need right now, like on Mac OS, which I'm using right this second. On my iPhone, sometimes I'm like, it's fine. It works.
Yeah.
When I'm in my car, it actually really works well. That's where it really, really matters, because I feel like as a driver, I can't fiddle around. I really do have to talk to the system. And I feel like the Vision Pro is another good example of, like, if you're using that and doing a bunch of stuff, talking to the system and it working as expected is a big draw.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to type in the sky, but it'd be easier if you could just pop it up with my voice, right? So,
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say, at this point with the Vision Pro, I always tell people like it's mostly media consumption, which it is. But when I pair it to my laptop, which is easy enough, so you're kind of looking up top, but you still have your keyboard. That's the best.
yeah.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I got my keyboard. I can do all the things,
Yeah. And
But
you have
that
a bigger
also
display too,
kind
right?
of is like the antithesis of what they're going for. Like
yeah.
all of us like clinging to our keyboards where we're like, we need QWERTY. it's like, yeah, I mean, I sue me, I'm old, but
Yeah.
we are definitely slowly but surely coming to a different point. And it's not just Apple. I mean, with Apple Intelligence, it's, OpenAI and Perplexity and, Gemini from Google. And there are so many more that are designed to take us from this sort of like, we have to rely on hardware world and move
Yeah.
it into something that just feels more natural.
Well, I'm sure generation, I think they're calling it beta. Anyone or alpha? Anyone born
Are we
after
already at
2010?
generation beta?
We're at generation beta, I believe.
Oh,
Anyway,
my God.
they're gonna have it down pat, right? They're gonna be like, we don't touch anything. We
Yeah,
just
they'd be like,
talk.
who used to like pound on keys and they were so dirty you had to clean them all the time? I mean, I am for sure like your nieces.
Yes.
I am for sure. They will get to a point where they're like, why did you guys do all that? Look at all this junk. Look at all these peripherals. What? Why? Why?
You could just have it on the air and do your thing and
Yeah,
not
you
have
just
stuff.
you just talk to your assistant and get things done. Yeah, well, I mean, I look forward to being an octogenarian if I'm lucky, knock on wood, at some point, and be like, oh, back in the day we didn't even have internet,
Yes.
which is actually something I could say.
Yes,
this
same
day.
here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Well, to round up some other news, just because we like to be kind of a global show, Apple in Indonesia, you might recall, had a bit of a kerfuffle because Indonesia said that Apple was not meeting local manufacturing requirements. So Apple and the country have reached a deal to lift the iPhone 16 sales ban that's been in effect for 5 months now, which, Indonesia's a, pretty big market for Apple. So that's good news for the company. Indonesia said that Apple agreed to invest $1 billion in local research and development in the country. That was a contingency. And Indonesia's Ministry of Industry will sign an agreement this week to approve sales. So yay,
Wow.
everybody
Yay.
getting along. Yeah.
everybody wins. Yeah. I mean, listen, I know China is one of the biggest markets for Apple in Asia, but I think they're still trying to grow all of the other Asian markets, right? So Indonesia being one of them. But hey, it's global. Everybody should have access if they can. So I'm happy to hear that they worked it out. Fine. Or maybe, I mean, there's still a question, right? There's still a question that
I mean, it
it
sounds
could fall
like they're more or less they've worked it out. But I think the larger, I mean, the issue in Indonesia was Indonesia said, "Hey, Apple, if you want to sell your stuff in our country, you have to." Because you have so much money, you have to at least put some effort into making stuff locally so that this helps our local economy. And a lot of countries could say the same thing and probably are. Indonesia had some sway and said, if you don't do it, we're not going to let you sell the iPhone here. I mean, sure, you can get, and again, the iPhone 16 specifically, but and you could get it elsewhere and bring it into the country. That was not banned. But just for the general flow of, sales and distribution. Apple was like, yeah, okay, all right, let's do it. And I think the more that countries do that, or at least have the ability to help a company like Apple be like, yeah, sure, we can, we're already in many countries in Asia, not Indonesia necessarily, enough as we should be. And that country saying like, yeah, well, we need you to be here. Or, we're going to box you out because people have lots of other options.
Yeah, that's true. And they're probably used to those options too, right? So
100%. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the percentage of iOS versus Android users are in Indonesia, but I'm going to guess that the Android users are much higher,
yeah.
just because you have more options.
Yeah.
All right, Eileen, let's talk about Apple and food.
Apple and food. Yes. I saw this article that 18.4 iOS is coming in April, and there's a lot of cool features, but and I've mentioned before, I love using the News app. Well, apparently there's going to be a breakout for Apple News and food. Like, I can find all the recipes in Apple News within the food section. Like, it's not just let me read Bon Appetit or Epicurus, which it's like, okay, I could do that, but I don't really need to read all the articles. I just give me the goods. What's the easy recipe? What's the screenshot that we have is creamy miso pasta. That's actually too many ingredients for me. Too many ingredients, but but I want to eat it.
Yeah,
if it's like four ingredients. Yeah, exactly. I guess you can go into, News and find the recipes, but it seems like they're going to be singling out even more. So the experience, like you can save recipes from various magazines. You don't have to just keep going to Good Housekeeping or whatever. It'll just all save within your, your account. That is so cool. So I'm going to have like all of my, I haven't looked at Real Simple in forever. There's that. And, I only have my few that I subscribe to, but I'm going to be loading them in now. That's the bonus of Apple News for me. Besides stuff like, I remember when I paid $80 a year for Dwell, and I'm like, wait a minute, I already have it on Apple News Plus. So yep. I am so excited for I just, I love finding new recipes, and I like to find the easy, quick ones. If it's too complicated, I might just move on, even though it looks really good on the screen. But yeah, I am all about this new tab, adding food next to Sports News Plus and Today. So bring it. Cannot wait. I'm actually, I turned off my beta on my on my iPad. I think I'm gonna turn it back on for this because this is a necessity.
I feel like the iPad would be the ideal place.
Yeah,
to
100%.
See the stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, so I go back and forth with News Plus. I subscribe and then I'm like, I can kind of find this stuff elsewhere. I mean, I do news gathering, as a job, outside of, just anything. I mean, that's what I do. So sometimes I'm like, I don't really need to pay for this. And then I'll get like a free month or, whatever. And I'll get back in. I'm like, oh, it's actually pretty great. This speaks to me. Certainly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I would not call myself a food connoisseur at any stretch, but I like to have a recipe where I'm like, that sounds fun. I think I could do that. It's not that hard. I know these ingredients. Like this can happen. How fun. Maybe for me or, a couple friends type thing. And I actually on my Echo Show, which is, obviously an Amazon product, which is currently in my kitchen. When I have it on a carousel to just show me I don't know, a variety of like beautiful photos from around the world, or
Okay, yeah.
today's news, and occasionally like new recipe you might like. And every time I glance over in the kitchen, I'm like, ooh, farro and basil salad, save recipe.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that actually, am I ever gonna make it? Like, I don't know, but it feels like it's momentum. Like
Yeah.
if you care at all about making food on your own, or even, I don't know, I guess just knowing more about how people make their own food, then this kind of stuff is exactly what you're talking about. Real simple. It's like, this is exactly why these magazines work. It's like it feels like, I might do this. Maybe I won't, but maybe I can, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think that makes Apple News feel stronger to me, because there's
Yeah.
a big market for this kind of stuff.
Well, and I mean, I know it's going to be curated, but it'll get better over time. So, but there's a lot of food content already on Apple News Plus. So let's just gather it all together instead of just, for me, I just have a couple that I follow. But, if you're going to house it all in one place, then I can really, kind of organize from there and I can just go to that tab versus, oh, it's on my channels and topics. Right. And it's getting too long here.
Yeah.
And I may not, depending on where it falls in the alphabet or when I added it, I see the stuff at the top, but sometimes I don't scroll all the way to the bottom. But anyway, I'm super stoked about this. I think there's other stuff too, with respect to iOS 18.4.
18.4.
Yeah. And I don't know what we talked about this in the past, the notification summaries, but it's which we don't like, but there's going to be priority notifications. So I'm assuming you'll be able to really curate that yourself too, to make sure you're getting the notifications that you want first, because right now I get a lot of notifications, Sarah. I don't know about you, but I like getting notifications, but I don't have the sound. I don't have vibrate. It just shows up. So when I wake up in the morning, I have a lot of notifications and I have to scroll through them all. And, and then there's some apps that I forget to turn off the notifications, but regardless, if I can have the notifications from the apps that I use the most pop up first, that would be very helpful. I think we'll see, but
yeah, notifications, I have a love-hate relationship with them. We talked about Duolingo at some point on the show.
Yes.
and I am now part of a family plan, so I'm able to use Duolingo without looking at ads, which is great. But at some point, I don't even know when, some point Duolingo was like, do you want this to be part of like your lock screen notification? And I was like, okay. Like, I feel like I'm an SNL character right now. Like, okay. The first like literally at 6 a.m. this morning, it was like, and I was, I'm kind of, trying to get up out of bed, and I'm like, no, my God, why is that happening on my lock screen? It's kind of funny the way that iOS allows, well, it doesn't allow companies to do this. It lets companies ask you if you want to allow them to do this. Mm-hmm. Duolingo happens to be an app that I really do use a lot, but I also sometimes I'm like, I just don't have time. I don't have time today. I don't have time tomorrow. And then Duolingo was like, Sarah, you need to know more about this. And I wonder how many people have those sorts of notifications on their lock screens, because it's very it's different than like a regular notification. It's very custom tailored to you.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking at on the on this this graphic here, is that it is a priority notification on your lock screen. I I also have kind of a love-hate with notifications because a lot of times I feel like I get anxious with it. It's not as
Totally. Yeah.
calming or as helpful because I go, oh, what's that? What's that? So adding it, maybe what'll happen though is that I will have less notification because this is coming from me who has a lot of notifications. So hopefully there will be less. I'm just now thinking I need to go into notifications right now and just turn off a lot right now. I'm literally like, okay, let me turn this off now that now that we're having this conversation. Let me turn this off.
I could pull up my phone right now and do this live. I will not. I'm going to spare everybody the pain and suffering. But like, yeah, it's like Duolingo, Amazon, Apple Home. I don't even know what that is about. A bunch of stuff from Slack. Calendar invitation. What else? DoorDash? Weird. I don't even know why DoorDash. Okay. I haven't used that.
Turn
in a
while.
It
off. Yeah.
PayPal. I mean, it's like the notifications are insane. And so I do. I want them, but I want them to be muted. It's like if my screen is locked, no, please don't. Don't send me that notification at 3 a.m. my time. Please don't.
Yeah.
But I will go through them and be like, all right, what do I have to pay attention to? And if there's something like, I don't know, let's see if there's something like obviously
that you need
that I don't need.
Okay.
Let's see. So great example. My Apple Hub Home. I don't use HomeKit. I use Amazon's assistant for my stuff, even though, I'm in the Apple ecosystem otherwise. And when I was out for a walk with my dog, very briefly this morning, I got 4 notifications. The Home Hub is not responding. A Home Hub is now responding. The Home Hub is not responding. A Home Hub is now responding. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh God.
It's 7 a.m. Oh my, what is this? What a Home Hub? What are we talking about? I have no idea what's going on. I have to figure this out later, kind of thing. Those are the sort of notifications where I'm like, you know what? It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And I am guilty of not ring doorbell. There was a motion at your front door multiple times. That's the summary notification. Multiple times. Who's trying to come to my house multiple times?
Yeah, is it you?
Yeah, it's probably me because I come in and out. I'm actually, because I'm training 7, I want him to, he's not very good with the door and, people coming in the house. But, I'm training him. So we are going in and out from the front door a lot. That's probably what this is recently. But
yeah.
But if you look at it, you go, whoa, is someone trying to, if you're not thinking about it, who's trying to come to my house? The mailman. Or woman, Amazon with a package, me coming in and out of the front door. But anyway, priority notifications, we'll see how that works and whether or not it'll be helpful. And then there's one more that I thought was interesting called ambient music. There's going to be a new ambient music feature in the control center. And I'm like, oh, so I love this stuff, by the way. I love hearing atmospheric, lo-fi kind of, I don't know, space agey kind of music just to keep me chill, for productivity and for focus. So having something, I have a playlist on Apple Music, but having something that's even more accessible, I'm really curious if I will take more advantage of this than simply going to YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music. But I like that they have that there because I think they're trying to help us, focus in any way.
Yeah, it's very lifestyle based. A lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Feels very lifestyle based. I don't use it now because I work from home. And so, no one's really, besides my neighbors talking around, in my ear type thing. But at my last, I guess it was two offices ago, but one of my last places where I went to the office every day. hung out with a bunch of people in the same room, you know, and it was loud and I had to concentrate, I would just blast like white noise. And you can get that from a variety of apps on Apple Music or, you know, or anything else. But it seemed dramatic, but it really helped me where I would just be like, okay, I'm in my cocoon. I can do my thing, you know, because like otherwise if someone's saying something or, you know, there's, you know, there's somebody says like, oh, there's new snacks in the cafeteria. It's like now everything's ruined. And I would sort of just be like, like that noise for the better part of an hour and just be like, okay. And then I would reemerge and be like, all right, you know, I got some work done. I feel like this is not necessarily that, but more of like that ambient stuff for people like me who are like, I can't listen to music with lyrics when I'm trying to work. It's takes me to another place type thing. And I think, you know, total silence sometimes also bothers people. You know, like, do you want a bubbling brook? Maybe not. But, you know, you might like something that just feels a little bit more atmospheric than nothing. But not so much that you feel like you're, you know, being taken out of your work.
Right. That's hopefully, you know, having this
I'm into it.
as a tool for like a swipe up on your, you know, your control center. That's cool. I might use it more, but we'll see. So that's stuff to look forward to. 18.4 coming soon.
Coming soon. And before we get off that, Eileen, this is probably just an emoji I'm going to use a lot is a new face with bags under eyes.
Oh yes,
that's true. We have a variety of like smiling, laughing, crying, angry, who you know, all the emojis, but like just bags under eyes. Indicating like, you know, maybe I got a lot of sleep, but I'm still tired. I'm going to be using this one quite a bit.
Yes. Sorry, I skipped over the new emojis, but yeah, I didn't realize we didn't have a harp. Or
I mean, who doesn't need a, like? I mean, I can't imagine, you know, any time that someone doesn't want to use a harp, talking to their friend about where they're going to meet for lunch. I feel like the harp is. I know that a lot of people online were like laughing, like, "Who needs a harp emoji?" But it's like supposed to indicate like, you know, calm, right?
Angelic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we've got, you know, every year we get new emoji. I'm definitely into the very unhappy emoji.
We're all going to be using that.
That poor little emoji who just says, "I'm so tired. Please, just come on." But there are a few others. We got a fingerprint one. Don't really know what that would be used for, but I'm sure I'll use it at some point. A tree without leaves. I guess it's kind of a winter thing. A root vegetable. Looks like a beet. Yeah, you mentioned the harp. A shovel. A splatter that might just indicate, I don't know, maybe you watched The Substance. No spoilers. But yeah, you know, I don't know. New emojis always make me happy.
We didn't have a shovel? Not that I've ever needed to use it, but it seems like a tool.
It's like that. That's the fun about it is like every time they introduce like, all right, the consortium has decided here are the new, you know, respected emojis. I'm like, did we not have, you know, like a half-eaten peach before?
Right.
But then a week later, I'm like, that this actually works for this like funny conversation I'm having with somebody.
I'm totally going to use the thumbprint for something, you know, like using that as like, only me. This is my thumb stamp, you know, something that's like,
right. Or like
one of
maybe
a
like
one
a
of
conversation you have, you know, where they're like, do you have, you know, the key to my front door? And you're like, thumbprint. Like, I got you. type thing.
No more thumbs up. No more thumbs up. It'll be thumbprint.
Thumbprint. Yeah, like we are safe. We are secure.
Oh man. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so Eileen, what do you think about the AirTags 2? This is still something that we don't have yet, but I'm into it.
I mean, I don't use an AirTag on the reg, and I need to get it out of my luggage and charge it right now as I'm thinking. But hey, if it's better and it helps you find your item faster, then fantastic. Like, bring it on. Like, there's always room for improvement, right? And apparently there'll also be more improved privacy features. So yeah, so hopefully nobody can, find your AirTag and try and take your thing. But yeah, I thought, you know what? I thought with the announcement last week, the graphic, I thought I actually went AirTag. I didn't even, I mean, I knew about everybody talking about a new phone. But I actually thought about
I went
AirTag.
MacBook Air M4.
Okay.
So yeah, we were both wrong.
I mean,
but
I knew that an announcement couldn't only be an AirTag, but the graphic itself reminded me of the AirTag. So I thought maybe, they'll add that to the announcement. No, it was just the phone. I was like, okay. Not that I really need the AirTag right now, but that's where my brain went.
I mean, so Otis the dog, my dog, doesn't currently have an AirTag, but he did on his collar for some time. It sort of went the way of the dodo for reasons that are not Apple's fault. But
Yeah.
so what we do know about the AirTag 2, or what we think we know, based on rumors, is that it would have better range. Which is, important depending on what you're looking for. Luggage, that definitely important. A more modern wireless chip, and improved privacy features. So some of that is a little bit like, let's see what Apple announces. But I will say that back in the day, gosh, I mean, let's say it's about 2 years ago now, we put an AirTag, like when AirTags were relatively new, we put one on my dog Otis's collar, and he was with a friend. I wasn't around, and I got a notification because I was part of the network notification, like within seconds of him getting out of range, where they were like, yeah, the AirTag doesn't seem to be in the right place. And I immediately called my friend. I'm like, is everything okay? Where is my dog? And he was like, I already got him. We got the same thing. It was a little stressful for me just because I wasn't there. But it was, I mean, truly the best way for me to, feel confident that I knew where he was. I knew where he was supposed to be. I knew he had crossed a street. And then it was easy, to get him back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody has a pet to use it this way, but I'm telling you, it was a real lifesaver for me.
Yeah. Just the extra added security because,
Right. Like, if there's ever any reason where you're like, where's my dog?
Yeah.
Or my cat or my bird or my fish or, whatever. I mean, if your fish is, going a mile away, then I applaud that fish. But in general, these sorts of things, and Apple's not the only company who does this, right? It was Tile that kind of put this whole technology on the map. But it's a way to sleep better at night. That's for sure.
Yeah. Especially if you lose your things a lot, right? Not necessarily your animal, your pet, but just things like, I lose my keys, I lose, whatever a lot.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
yeah,
literally
it's easy.
every day of my life, Eileen, every day. I'm going to do it right now. I say, where's my phone? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Every day of my life. People say, how do you lose your phone? I mean, don't you just have it with you? And I'm like, no, you put it down in a corner. You're picking up, I don't know, like every day. My Apple Watch is great for a lot of things, but it's mostly great for finding my phone because I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's not in my purse. Where would I have put it? Maybe it's been lost forever. Oh, it's right next to me. Oh, okay. Hi, phone.
Half the time I lose it is when I'm about to leave the house and I'm in the car and I'm like, wait, where's my phone? Or wait, did I put it in my purse? Or where is it? And then I'm like running around in the house. Where would I have put it?
And it's always the time where you're like, I don't have time for this.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time when you don't have time. That's the most annoying part.
I'm telling you, that's why, my Apple Watch, again, does lots of things.
Yeah.
But I would say its best feature is like, find my phone. Because sometimes I'm like, the phone clearly was like, I left it at the restaurant. It's gone forever. And then I'm like, oh no, it's here. It's right.
Yeah,
it's
there
right
it
here
is.
in the shadows.
In the shadows, underneath things.
So let's talk about Severance, Eileen. So we're not going to spoil anything for anybody. Are you all caught up? Are you
I'm all
up
caught
on
up.
episode 6?
Yeah, I'm all caught. Wait, there's one that drops tonight, right? Or tomorrow?
No, it drops on Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm all caught up. Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
you may be watching this at some point where the episode had dropped, but listen, I'm very invested in the show, and part of the fun of the show is like the fact that, and again, not spoiling, I'm gonna do my best not to, but the fun of the show is like it doesn't really explain where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be in a place that's like cold and snowy, but you don't. Nobody says like, oh, it's Canada or the US or, Siberia or, you don't really know what that is. And you don't really understand who these people are and why they are the way that they are. And that's why some of the music on the show is so great. Well, I'm not a great whistler, but if I was, I could whistle the theme song because I listen to it in my head all the time. Do 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 do. It's great. They've got a really good soundtrack going on.
Yeah. So I found this link for you, Sarah,
Thank you.
Is this, I instantly thought of you, which is 8 hours. 8 full hours of Severance music and
Who
set
needs
to
white
visuals.
noise? When
You
you've
don't
got
need
this?
white noise.
Yeah.
I totally expect you to be running this when you need to focus. Now there is visuals, so you could get a little distracted, but the visuals
run in
are
the
the
background.
actors.
Fine.
Yeah, they're running in the background. These type of videos are very popular, like even starting with like the fireplace, for Christmas and having that burn. And then you just have, you hear the crackle of the fire in the fireplace. So it's all graduated to like hours and hours of music, hours and hours of ambient music, hours of lo-fi, hours of sleep music. Well, this is in that world. I listen to a lot of this stuff on YouTube. So I'm not surprised that it was, served up to me. I don't necessarily search for Severance, but the fact that I listen to these like 8-hour long, like live streams of lo-fi beats or whatever, I'm pretty sure that's why this served it up for me. And this is that. It's that in a Apple TV Plus way. And another way for you, if you love and obsess over the show, to have the show in your life.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, because I don't know if I would have found this otherwise. I didn't see it in my news gathering over the last couple of days. So thank you, Eileen.
You're welcome.
You really get me. But yeah, so Severance is it's getting good. It's getting good.
It's getting good.
I am watching weekly with a friend. We've it's sometimes kind of just fun to, if you're into a show, just be like, I'm watching, not even necessarily on the same couch, but like, let's watch at the same time and then talk online, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And my friend is like, do you really love the show that much? Like, I don't know. And I'm like, yes, I do.
Why were you critiqued as otherwise?
Well, just I think they're, it's a very, I mean, as many shows are.
Yeah.
It's sort of an acquired taste. It's like there's
Yeah.
lots of mystery. There's lots of sort of like, is it supernatural? Is it science? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
I have definitely watched many shows in the past, and I know you have too, or movies, where I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get what's going on with these people. Like, I don't like this show, I'm gonna bail out of this movie kind of thing. Do it all the time. But Severance is my movie, or my show rather. It speaks to me, and I don't know what that says about me, because I don't want to be on that floor. Do not want to be on the severed floor. But yeah, it's fun.
Do we know how many seasons there's going to be of this show? I'm asking you, the the aficionado. I haven't looked it up myself, but it feels like it could keep going.
We're on. I think we are locked in for another 2 seasons. I think.
Oh wow! Okay, all right.
I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm talking off the cuff. But yeah, no, I mean this is a very popular show for Apple TV Plus.
Yeah. They don't want it to go away, right? So let's see. I can't find it myself. I'm looking for a search, but yeah, if it goes at least 2 more seasons, please. That would be fantastic, because there's just so much. There's so much they don't tell, and there's so much that is always discovered. And what if there's other cities? So
Yeah, right. And
there
who's
could be
Miss
other
Wong?
cities.
What is
Miss
she
Wong.
doing? Miss Wong.
You don't mess with her. I really
No,
you
you
don't mess
certainly
with her.
don't. But why is she there? Again, we're not spoiling anything. These are questions anybody would ask.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, they ask them themselves. The characters at why are you?
Why
are you a child? Why are you a child?
What? Hello. Why are you here? No, nobody really knows. All right. Well, we're gonna get off of Severance, and as we wrap up this episode which is episode 50, by the way. So
Yes.
again, shout out to all of you for being with us this whole time. And if you've come across our show along the way, thank you so much for being with us. If this is the first episode you listen to, even better. But we got an audio message from Tom, and not your Tom, Eileen, a different Tom.
Yes.
But if so, let's play it.
Hello, Sarah. Hello, Eileen. This is Thomas coming from you from New Hampshire. Want to make a couple comments about your show last week. Great show. Keep up the good work. A couple things about the new iPhone 16e. My wife's best friend, Tammy, she needs a new phone. She has the SE third generation. Her particular use case, however, is hard for her to hold the phone to do Face ID. She likes the SE third generation because it still has Touch ID. And we were trying out my phone today. I had the 16 Pro, and she handled the phone okay. She's going to have to, if we get this phone, she's going to have to get used to putting in her passcode all the time. But it may be something to look at. Having a better chip and better speed and better battery, and at some point her phone's gonna not start to work really good. She uses a smaller screen, the 4.8. She'll use the 6.1 inch screen. But again, I think it's gonna be easy for her in the long run. But like I said, the hard part is going to be that Touch ID, Face ID. Why didn't Apple ever bring Touch ID back? They couldn't get it to work on the power button. They couldn't get it to work on under the screen. That's gonna be a problem for people like my Tammy and people that can't do Face ID and hold the phone to do it. But hopefully someday they'll figure that out. So now we have a decision to make here what to do. Oh, the other question I had was, I've been looking at this and I can't figure it out. Is there no MagSafe on the new 16e?
That's a good
Thank you very
question.
Okay, first of all, I just have to comment. I heard the background classical music, and we've been talking about ambient music and things like that. I'm like, oh yeah, classical music used to be where it was at, to have that ambient, no lyrics, And we've, kind of new genres have popped up, but it just reminded me maybe I should have some classical music behind me. So thank you, Tom, for that.
Indeed. Yeah. So yeah, the 16E thoughts, I totally get where you're coming from, Tom. The MagSafe, I do not know the answer to that.
No,
I should.
There is no MagSafe. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have there's no MagSafe, which is odd. So that was a deal breaker for me. I'm like, I'm not gonna get that phone. I need MagSafe for various reasons. But yeah, they don't really tout that as a feature that's not there. It's not. But yeah, we had a little bit of discussion on the touch button last week. And
touch versus face.
Yeah, and I do feel for people who cannot, use the Face ID easily, right? It's hard to pick up the phone, and you want to be able to unlock easily. But yeah, it just doesn't feel like Apple's ever going to go back to the button and a touch button anymore. Like, I feel like those days are over.
Oh, I think so. I mean, who knows, right? But when I was, and I don't even think I really eloquated this appropriately last week, but when we were talking about Face ID versus Touch ID, so my phone, which I have located next to me, like when Touch ID was a thing and my phone was locked, which I lock it every 30 seconds. That's what I do. Like I could just be like, "Meep," and then unlock it, pick it up, do my thing. I didn't have to be like, do this. And listen, Face ID is pretty good. It really is. Unless you're like wearing a disguise, it will know who you are. But it does, it's that much more inconvenient than just being like, put the thumb down on the, it requires you to, do this. And maybe you're wearing glasses or a weird hat or whatever. Or for whatever reason, mobility is an issue. I really do. I'm telling you, I miss Touch ID. I would not be mad if it came back. I know it's not, but I wouldn't be mad about it.
I mean, I guess Apple's just saying this is the new way. This is the way. This is the way, and we have to get used to it. Maybe there's some place that your friend can prop the phone, so in I don't know, like a iPhone stand that's like, well, if you get the 16E, it won't be MagSafe. But anyway, but you could do it on your case, MagSafe kind of thing, and then try it that way. But there's got to be, or maybe you can buy one of those sort of cheapy, like a MagSafe tripod kind of thing, and you can put it there, and then when you need to use your phone, it's not convenient. It's not convenient for people who can't use Face ID. Understood.
Right. Or just don't want to.
Yeah. Maybe Apple Intelligence. I wonder if there's a way. Is there a way Apple Intelligence to like open it up for you through voice?
I mean, yeah, that would open up a can of worms, but that is certainly a authentication option that some companies use. I don't know if Apple would do that, but yeah, I mean, unless you can really, really be like, "Hi, I'm Sarah Lane," as Eileen Rivera, like. I mean, maybe that's a good authentication method. I don't know, though. I don't know.
Come on, Apple Intelligence, help with accessibility. All right.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of folks who got a hold of us, and thanks to everybody, by the way, for submitting emails and audio messages, like Tom. Hutch also wrote in, your discussion of the iPhone 16e got me thinking. I would really hope for a plus version of the phone. Now, I'm with you, Hutch, because, I want the biggest phone at all times. Not everybody agrees with me. I am aware of that. But But yeah, the iPhone 16e is like pretty cool iPhone 16. And yeah, if it was just slightly larger, it would
Oh.
be the phone for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So if it was like the 6.3 that the 16 Pro is, something like that, that would be better? Or you want the Max where it's 6.9?
I want the Max. I want the Max.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if Hutch is talking about, slightly larger or like Max larger, but like I can't deal with phones smaller than the Pro Max. And I have the 15 Pro Max right now. I just every time I see it, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do this to yourself? but okay, so here's a great example of why this it doesn't always work in my favor. So I belong to a fitness gym down the street from me, and it's like a fine gym, whatever. And some of its stuff, like the Nautilus machines, are a little outdated. So I went last night, and I'm like, I got an hour. I'm just gonna get on the bike and just kind of zone out. And my phone doesn't fit into any of the, the machines like are made to like fit a smartphone. You know, not necessarily an iPhone, but like a phone or like, and then like your water on the side type thing. And like every single little area, I was like, my phone doesn't fit. Shoot. I guess I'll just hold it the whole time. Yeah, it's too big. Because when these stupid stationary bikes were made, it was like the iPhone was like first gen,
like 4.7, like the like the last SE was 4.7. I guess when I read the email, I was like, well, if I just categorize people who buy the SEs, they just made a big jump to 6.1. But I totally get what you're saying, especially if you only like huge phones. But I'm sorry, Sarah, that you can't fit your phone.
That's fine. I mean, getting to the gym is a whole psychological hurdle in itself. I was very proud. I was like, I'm just going to hold it this whole time.
Are you going to need
Or-
one of those like armbands, or like just,
Well,
to keep it?
But I want to look at it. Right?
Oh, got you.
Like,
You want to watch something.
I've got my watch, like we're getting the stats, but I want to, I want to watch like TV on my phone.
Gotcha. Well, then
I'll
maybe you
figure it
need a
out.
MagSafe like connector. How annoying, right? To bring to the.
Well, I don't think my gym is going to be offering that to me anytime soon, but that's
No,
okay.
no.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's good people watching. Well, listen, this is episode 30 of our, episode 30. It's episode 50 of our show. That's how much I'm like, how did we actually do 50 episodes? It really seems like yesterday. It has been a delight, and we are going to go ahead and get out of here. But Eileen, where can people email us if they want to get a hold of us?
Yes, Sarah, please email us whenever you have a chance at feedback@applevisionshow.com.
Well, we're going to be back doing it all again next week. That would be episode 51 for those of you who are kind of math nerds. Yeah. Episode 50 and then 51 comes next. But just a reminder, do subscribe to our show. If you're listening to us live, great to have you. If you're listening to us after the fact, on your own schedule, applevisionshow.com is a great way to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss another episode, or anywhere you get your podcasts, also available there. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye. All right. Amos, did the thing just not load for you? I didn't hear the full song at the top. Oh, are you there? Are you still there? No. It's okay. I can edit it in.
For the opening video.
Yeah.
It played fine for me.
Okay.
Initially I went to the overlay this right here because the icons are exactly the same. So I didn't hit the video initially. But yeah,
All
the
good.
video
Yeah.
did fully play.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's in the downloaded version. If not, I can add it. It's not a big deal. Alrighty, guys. Whew. Thanks for moving this to today. I feel like is Wednesday
worries.
Wednesday better or worse for you guys?
So I was telling the DTNS guys yesterday that it can be worse for me because I have headlines.
Yeah,
and then I
on
have
Wednesday? Okay.
DTNS, and then I have sometimes this other show that I'm doing, like a freelance show. This happens to be one of those days, so I'm like,
Okay.
I can do
Gotta go.
do the 4, but it's a long day.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't want to say like yes or no, but it just it's a long day for me. Like I wouldn't be able to do anything else today besides what, we're doing.
Yeah.
For
Makes sense.
me, we're looking at moving Cord Killers to Tuesday at an earlier time. So
Okay.
we'd end up doing Cord Killers Tuesday right after DTNS.
Okay. Well, let's talk offline about,
Yeah. So there are
options here.
complications.
Yeah.
But of
There
course,
always
if
are.
you're watching live and you have a vested interest in watching the show live, let us know. Send us an email, feedback@applevisionshow.com.
Indeed.
Yes, please. All right, let's say goodbye to the live stream. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.